He only threw one incomplete pass. I shared it on the story, but
29.
Teddy Bridgewater, his backup, the heir to the throne, the dude who went basically undefeated as a starter this year while Breeze was out, called him his uncle. He called Breeze the GOAT. So do you got to take her a tangent on Breeze being the GOAT?
I've been saying that Drew Brees is better than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
You honestly have said that.
For years.
You honestly have said that.
Now, could you hit me with that, the far corner? Down. There you go. Yeah. Drew Brees, for where he got drafted and how he's produced, he's better than the golden child Peyton Manning. And he's better than Brady, because arguably I'd say Belichick has been carrying Brady these past couple of years. Let's just be real. He carried him at the beginning of his career and the middle of his career. And Tom Brady, the prime of his career, was him. Randy Moss, that was him.
Anyways,
I just see how it's him, it's Aaron Rodgers. Wow, really?
You know I hate talking about the Patriots.
Well, I'm talking about best QBs of all time. Are you just gonna snort through my tape? Bitch.
Because you already said it. You already gave your take. Breeze is the GOAT. You've been said that, like you said.
Like, he's top 3, and I don't see how you can say that he's not 1 or 2.
What, I think he's had the most 5,000-yard receiving seasons?
Most.
What, 4? 5?
Most. Him and Sean Payton. And if you, like I say this, if you gave all these elite QBs that aren't Tom Brady's defense and Belichick's coaching and guidance, I think they'd put up more numbers. I think it's more Tom Brady is a product of Bill Belichick than Belichick continued success is a product of Tom Brady.
I think the crazy thing for me is just when you talk about Bree's legacy over the length that he's done it with besides that, but I'm just saying he's done it with a bunch of different receivers. He's done it with number 1 receivers. He's done it with undrafted guys,
running backs, role players.
He's done it with running backs, role players. He's done it with tight ends, revolving door, like
no defense. He's done it where there was no defense. They just got a defense.
Yeah.
They just got a defense 3 years ago.
Yep.
Cam Jordan is like 11th year. They finally got a defense. By the way, Cam Jordan.
And I've knocked Breeze a lot, but after this recent performance, I mean, I don't really know how you can say that he's really not the GOAT. And there was that whole video of him, I think it was like an hour after practice. He was the only one out there just going through walkthroughs, like just on air. Like that, like for as much credit as Brady gets about the TB12 method and his whole diet, we don't give Breeze enough credit for
the fact that his shoulder almost fell off and he reinvented himself in New Orleans.
All right, man. Next one up.
And had a better career than Phillip Rivers.
Next one up.
And won a Super Bowl. Wow. How'd that turn out? San Diego, you picked the wrong horse.
Next one up. Richard Sherman, in an interview with Bleacher Report, said that he still thinks he's the best corner in the league. He said, and I think I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said QBs underestimated him, have been paying his bills for years. So do you got to take her a tangent on Richard Sherman saying he's the best corner in the league?
He's supposed to say that. And
facts.
If he didn't say it, I'd be like, dog, maybe you should switch to free safety. So, yeah, he's supposed to get your shit off, Richard Sherman. What are you going to say? That he's not? That he lost a step? He was never fast. He ain't been fast since pre-knee injury at Stanford in the USC game. So, what are you supposed to say? What do you want him to do?
All right, man. Next up, Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks are the number 1 seed in the NFC, at least for this week.
For 5 minutes.
Are the Seahawks the Patriots of the West? Do they deserve more respect than we give them, considering how they've retooled?
No, they're not the Patriots of the West. You know who they are? You ready for this?
Go for it.
Gird your loins. They're the Baltimore Ravens in the NFC.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Pete Carroll's been around for how long?
I'll give you that.
Same kind of mentality, same grinded out victory. Even when Seattle was shitty, they would grind it out, and they were in every game.
Beat the Rams 10-3.
Now I'm going back just this decade. Look at the Seahawks under Pete Carroll. Even when they weren't supposed to win, even when they were like 7-9 or some shit, or 8-8 and made the playoffs, you look at the Beastquake game with Marshawn Lynch versus the Saints, them and the Niners. Honestly, they should have beat the Patriots. Like, you look at them and you look at the Ravens, and you can see a through line. There's some consistency there, built through defense, running the ball, and competent quarterback play.
All right, so before I get to touchdown or turnover, I just want to shout out some good news this week. Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater for going to the high school state championship game. He said it's important for quarterbacks to see him as a role model, to see him as a black QB, just being there and being present. He wanted to do that and give back that way, so shout out to him for that. Another great work from black QBs. Cam Newton gave away $130K, I believe, to various organizations. Got a big-ass check for that philanthropy work. So shout out to him for as much shit as we give him about his wardrobe choices. He's still making a difference and impact with his dollars, and that's incredibly important, especially now that all these black quarterbacks are being successful. It's important for Cam to really set that example in terms of philanthropy. And then last but not least, shout out to the Edmonds family. All three of them actually played together on the field this week. So I just thought that was good news because it's very rare, one, that all three brothers make it to the league. I know their dad was in the league, so They come from a lineage. But they're all super athletic, and
one's going to be an all-pro, and two are pretty good.
And just overall, though, I mean, even outside of that, man, it's just good to see, like, when brothers pull each other up and it all works out as it's supposed to. Because I'm still waiting for the St. Browns to pull off, and shout out to Jello Ball.
That's never happening.
Just want to say that.
That's never happening. Stanford is losing recruits left and right. Did you not just hear me 20 minutes ago?
Yeah. But yeah, anyways.
They don't know who they are on offense.
Last one, let's make it quick. OBJ is said after rumors that he wanted out of Cleveland. He's saying he wants to stay in Cleveland. Is that a touchdown or a turnover? Is that the bit? I can't even tell. Is that the drop?
No, that was me really doing that because I'm congested. Why are we talking about Cleveland? Why are we talking about the Cleveland Browns?
True.
Why is this even an issue?
I'm going to say
next topic, please.
I'm going to say it's a turnover only for the fact that
intentional grounding.
We already went through this same exact shit literally last year with OBJ and the Giants. First it was he wanted out, then it was like no, he doesn't want out. And then it was like the Giants want to keep him. And it's just like, if you have to address that, like, your ex is not leaving you, then there's something there.
Your ex has already left you.
Exactly. So
she's gonna smash you one more time just to try to give you some self-respect, and then it's over.
This dude's going to end up probably with the Rams or Raiders or something like that. I definitely see that happening.
Honestly, he should go to the Raiders.
For clout and low budget purposes.
The Vegas Raiders, and change his number to 81.
Nah, I'm good.
80.
All right, man. Last one.
He should be better than Randy Moss with the Raiders.
Tom Coughlin was fired today as the Jacksonville Jaguars VP of Football Operations. In the first season as VP of Football Operations, after coming out of retirement from when he left the Giants, the Jaguars reached the AFC Championship. They were plus 149 in point differential according to ESPN Stat Info. Since then, they've gone 10-20 and been outscored by 174 points and haven't done anything outside of ending the Raiders' era in Oakland. So, KB, is that a touchdown or a turnover that Tom Coughlin is out of Jacksonville?
It's a touchdown, and honestly, I would have fired him after. You You don't give a guy like that who's a known stickler an asshole. Just go ask Michael Strahan and the Giants players. Go ask him. You put that dude after the Jalen Ramsey incident, when the dude's telling you like I was disrespected to my face as a man, and they thought it was sweet. Like the fact that the NFLPA came out and said that 25% of the league's players' complaints, and they sent the letter to all the players, do not go to the Jaguars. They have this problem to where they excessively fine people. And then a bunch of players, former players, current players came out on Twitter and say, yeah, I got my $99K back. I got this, and this back. Because they were literally just over-fining people. The fact that Leonard Fournette got fined for being inactive and sitting on the bench during a game, and you fine him. The fact that you haven't been successful and you gave Nick Foles all that money, you should have been fired based off that alone.
All right, man. Well, you just took like 7 of my takes, so are you done?
Well, you should have went first. It's my fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna
open the shut case.
I'm gonna say it's a touchdown as well, just because they got contract negotiations to work out with Njoku. They already punted away Jalen Ramsey. They blew all that money on.
Wait, you mean David Njoku, the Cleveland Browns tight end?
No. I'm sorry.
Or Nyakwe?
Nyakwe. There you go. My bad. Anyways, he's a free agent. He's going to be highly coveted. And then they punted Jalen Ramsey. They blew that money on Nick Foles. Yeah, Telvin Smith retired. I wonder if he comes back.
He said he'll come back. He's taking a year off.
So, yeah, man, the Jaguars had issues and it needed to be addressed.
Tavon Bryan is a bust.
Shout out to Lil Duval. I just want to say that.
Duval County, you mean? Or Lil Duval the...
Lil Duval, the influencer.
Okay.
He posts funny ass shit on Instagram.
He's been funny for like 20 years.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
He's been funny.
I wanted to say that.
He's gotten even funnier since he cut his dreads off, and that's rare that you see that happen. Most people don't flourish after they cut their locks off. I'm sorry, I said dreads. Most people don't flourish after they cut their locks off. Sammy Watkins.
All right, man. So on that note, it's time to get to the rants. Close out the show. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll make mine quick.
All right, go for it.
So I just want to say, all you trash-ass high school football referees out there, hope you drive your car off a cliff into a ravine and don't find your body. I was at the Sierra Canyon game. Shout out to my homeboy who got a bowl ring with El Camino College in his last game. Shout out to Jalen Stewart, former Orlando football player, and he's probably going to get his college from somewhere, but he had a pick six to end his JUCO career in their bowl game that helped him win. So shout out to him. But I want to talk about Sierra Canyon because, yeah, my homie, his little brother played for Sierra Canyon, number 57. You can look him up. And they got screwed in this game. Now, it was painful because the team that they beat, Central, 15-0 legendary season, all that. No, 16-0 legendary season, all that good stuff. And they was doing all the Oakland and Bay Area dances on the other sideline, and that spiritually brought something out of me. But I was still rooting for Sierra Canyon, which I never thought I'd be doing that, in football at least. But them kids got screwed. There was a call, the poor freshman cornerback, number 30, was getting eaten alive. They just kept throwing at him. He kept picking in the backfield, wasn't getting his head around. But they literally was a touchdown pass where the ball hit the ground and bobbled, and they gave Central the touchdown. I was like, what? I was standing for everybody from where we were sitting on the bleachers could see that ball hit the ground, and the ref standing right there, and the back judge, nobody else could see it, and they still ruled it a touchdown. First they weren't going to rule it a touchdown, but the front guy who was there ruled it a touchdown. Then they called an invisible roughing the passer call on Sierra Canyon's defense, when honestly the whole first half the QB was just was throwing off of his back foot, just throwing in a general direction of the receiver. Balls were uncatchable, and they were still throwing pass interference flags. Shout out to Sierra Canyon safety number 33. That kid's a beast. He's going places. He already got offers. That kid's a star. But in the second half, they were still in the game. They could have won. But the game was taken from them. Jaden Casey, their QB, By the way, they had an interception called back on a roughing the passer play in like the third quarter, which totally robbed them all them like that.